questions, have some exchange. We had about 3 or 4 young men in our last session who really could have given our session. They were that well informed, that well prepared, and we were just kind of steering the conversation. A lot of the questions that we had, they had the answers to those questions, and they had even better questions to ask or pose to the group. My name is Mark Lee. I'm a college professor at Spelman College. I chair the biology department. I teach cell biology and biochemistry. I'm from Atlanta, really from Decatur, if you want to call it that. I went to Southwest DeKalb High School, went to Morris Brown College, went to Clark, Atlanta for my PhD, and then I went to Emory to do my postdoctoral work. And I've been at Spelman College for the last 10 years. Came to talk to you about strategies to get into college, hopefully test taking skills and things like that.
Because I want to make sure I did my homework before I spoke to you guys. So I said, wow, you know, I'm thinking about in my time, what was my distraction? It ain't your distraction these days. So I said, what is the biggest distraction? I'm looking up all these things like, hey, maybe the fact that the coaches put too much on these kids, maybe the fact they got to be in band practice. You know the number one reason why they said that most kids do not achieve academic and balance out they athletic or being in the band. You know the number one reason? Technology, cell phones, social media. Because so many, including myself, probably even with my own work I have to do now. It's the simple fact that we're gonna sit there, we're gonna grab the phone, this how it happens. And you probably can admit to it. You study, you in there. I mean, you got a good study going on. But all of a sudden you take one glance and maybe it's Instagram or a hashtag, right? The next thing you know, you all in it. So you go to the next page, right? And it's on. I mean, they got some heated discussions going on. I mean, everybody putting it out there. But then you go ahead and put yours out there. So you take a picture while you study. I'm studying biology. You know what I'm saying? Study pose. There you go. Study pose. I'm on the study pose. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, you took up more time engaging in what? Social media. Now, discipline, when we talked about discipline, the biggest part of your testimony to discipline is taking away something that you love to do. For instance, if you're able to take the power and shut your phone down, then that's discipline. If you're able to shut your phone down, that's discipline. That means now you have set yourself apart from things that other people ain't doing, and that's achievement.
Or that hiring manager who you are in 6 seconds. Now, and it points out even in there, in those 6 seconds, they look at 6 key elements. They look at your name, they look at the current company you work for, previous employment, start and end dates of your previous position, start and end dates of your current position, and your educational background. Key in on your educational background because at your age and your experience, that's what's going to be critical on your resume because they're not going to see a whole lot of work experience. Most of you have not held jobs per se in paying jobs that have been extensive. Your volunteer work, that's extensive. Your participation in extracurricular activity, that's extensive. And your educational background, that's extensive. Those should be the key areas. I have a sign-in sheet that if you guys leave your name and email address, we will send you this packet by email. So you'll have all these slides. So if you don't get a chance.
So think like bass. Some bass might be over in this lake, over this pond. Well, marlin, we know, I've found, instead of gone to Hawaii, I couldn't catch him in Hawaii. I've gone to Florida, I couldn't catch him in Florida. But I went to the southern part of California, Mexico area, Cabo San Lucas. That's the capital for marlin. If you want to catch a marlin, go to Cabo San Lucas. You can find those.
Big brands, Coca-Cola, those are big brands, right? Known internationally for what they do. Well, same thing happens to you, right? We've been talking about big these networks are. At the end of the day, somebody can see you, and internationally, you could be known to be a fool or someone who's successful. That's truly what can happen in these networks. And I'm gonna give y'all a little case example of what I see on a daily basis. I go to universities for Apple, and I'm working sometimes in athletic association. Guy needs to be cool with a couple of coaches. Les Miles at LSU, Coach Rick over at UGA. And one of the things they tell me is that they really look at the guys they're recruiting to potentially come and be a running back or quarterback for their program. They look to see what you're doing on Instagram. They look to see what you're doing on Twitter. They want to know who you are.
I think it'd be honest classes. You take the classes to your best ability and you make sure that you study because you know that you have to go, you're going to go somewhere. And depending on your GPA, because college looks at your GPA, they look at what you post on social media. And you know, when you go to college, you need to keep your habits up, keep good habits, and make sure you make it through college so you can be successful.
Yep.
And being stupid won't get you anywhere.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hold on, wait a minute. We can do a little bit better. Come on, Kappa League. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How many of you dream? Come on, raise your hand. Okay, how many of you have nightmares?
I have never had nightmares.
How many of you daydream? But okay, put your hand down. I appreciate that. Now, let me tell you something. Let's talk about dreams first. Dreams, and I'm going to read this thing because I don't want to say one word that's wrong. I don't want to mispronounce anything. I want you to hear it. It said, dreams are successions of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that occur involuntarily in the mind during certain stages of sleep. But I just asked you about daydreams.